In this week's Parsha, Parshas Chukas, the Torah tells us about the death of Aaron, who was mourned for quite a long time by the entire Jewish people, not just his family. And right after that, it talks about the fact that one of the Canaanite kings came and waged war, seemingly a non sequitur that was just a coincidence that the two passages are next to each other. But our tradition is that when two passages are next to each other, there is supposed to be a connection from one to the other. Something appears in the Midrashic tradition, and something, at least based on a Mishnah, it can be formulated by logic. The Midrashic tradition is that the Jewish people in the desert had three miracles all the time. They had the manna, which fell in the merit of the good deeds and wisdom of Moses, like a reward for him that the people received. We have the same that was the water came in the merit of Miriam. And we have that when there were clouds that represented the divine presence, the presence of God, that came to protect them not only from the shade from the sun, but even from attacking forces. And when each of these people died, the thing that came in their merit came to a stop. So when the protecting clouds disappeared, the Canaanite kings realized that they'd be able to attack and perhaps win in a battle against the Jewish people when they sort of, so to speak, lost what we used to call when we were young, science fiction, a force field. They lost their force field, the divine presence, to protect them. That's the Midrashic interpretation. Based on a Mishnah in Pirkei Avot, Aaron was Oev Shalom, V'rodev Shalom. He loved peace and he pursued peace. He was intensely involved in peace. He pursued it with the same energy and enthusiasm that an evil person pursues. He's a rodef to murder someone. Aaron pursued peace with that same energy in order to make peace. And so he's called a rodef, a pursuer of peace. What did he do? If we saw two people were having a quarrel, whether two men, two women, or a husband and a wife, what he did was he told each of them that he was on a mission from the other, who wanted to apologize, was embarrassed to do so, had asked him to come and apologize and say how bad they felt and that they were truly sorry, but they didn't want to talk about it anymore. And then he said the same thing to the other one. And then when they met, they would hug and kiss and, so to speak, show that they accepted the other's apology, but they didn't talk about it because that was the request, and peace was made. Of course, when Aaron died, there was no one to make peace. The Jewish people started to fall apart. And when our enemies see infighting, they attack us because they think they can win. We see that in the story in the Megillah, in the book of Esther, where Haman actually went to Ahasuerus and said, we'll be able to beat this people because they're disunified. And we've seen it in recent history with the tremendous problem, and this was a simple fact that's been noted, that the Iranians and Hamas each felt that the Jewish people were fighting each other so much, the right with the left with the right, the religious with the non-religious, and vice versa. There was so much infighting, they felt that we wouldn't be unified and we'd be conquerable. Okay, two ideas, one more logical, one supernatural or midrashic. What's the connection between the two? And the answer is quite straightforward. What was the merit of Aaron that brought the clouds? Because Aaron made peace between all the Jews, and he kept peace in Israel, therefore we were bonded with each other. And when we are bonded with each other, God's our shadow. He behaves like us. The verse says in Psalms, and he behaves like us. So we behave like we're bonded with each other because we are. Then he behaves like he's bonded with us like he is. And him bonding with us and being with us is the resting of the divine presence that protects us. May God willing, the Jewish people, friends, family, husband, wife, rabbis and their students, all get along, all be at peace, and that we should have protection from above, from God, for our people. Have a good Shabbos.